talk to me about having a mentor. You know, everyone asks me, Brian, how do I get a mentor? I've been lucky enough to have a couple that have come through this show, but it's a weird, strange relationship. I find the best mentors, that word is never used between the two individuals. You obviously found one in Lord Sugar. You met him through the show, but what do you say to people when they ask you, how do I find a mentor like you?
I think when you meet someone who really blows you away and inspires you, you need to be around that person a lot more. You know, Lord Sugar, when I'm in his presence, I'm listening. I'm like a sponge. I'm listening to everything he's saying, watching how I'm like a sponge. I'm watching the way he moves, how he deals with certain situations, how he speaks. You know, they say you become a reflection of the 5 people you hang around most. And I really believe that. If you hang around with people that don't really care about money, they've got no urge to get out of bed and make something of themselves, it's only a matter of time before that's the type of person you become. And I've been exposed to the other Apprentice winners, to millionaires and billionaires through Lord Sugar and his board and his team of directors, accountants, lawyers. And I'm sitting in meetings talking about sums of money, business actions and circumstances, which I'm a kid from a small town in Australia. You know, to talk about £100 million to me is unfathomable. Now we're talking about it on a monthly, daily basis. And it just changed the way I think about money, the way I think about business, the way I engage in a problem. And you know, they often say the people that win the lottery, they often get a large sum of money and they lose it all. And I now know why that is, because money without training is useless. Training to create money is the key, really.
So the best thing you got out of it was that relationship?
Without a doubt.
Wow.
Without a doubt.
Wow. And what is it like to be mentored by Lord Sugar? You had to move to Essex.
Yeah.
Tell me about that process. He's very hands-on.
Well, and rightly so. I think that Lord Sugar's so passionate about the people he invests in and the companies he invests in and his own brand. You know, any businessman is passionate about their own brand, and as we were talking about earlier, it becomes more than the money. You know, at the end of the day, a man or a woman's only got their legacy. You can't take your money with you, but when you die, they're going to remember, you know, the things you did and achieved and what you've built. And the first thing he said to me is, "Where are you living?" And I said, "Well, I live in Fulham." He said, "Well, that's too far away from my office. You'll need to move out to Essex." So I packed up my bags, moved out to Essex, only 5 minutes from his house and 5 minutes from his offices in Loughton.
Which, people listening to us in the States, that's kind of like moving from New York City out to Jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it's the opposite move of you would think a 25, 26-year-old guy would want to do.
Yeah.
Right?
You couldn't think of anything worse, you know. I was living in central London, having a great time. But you know, if he said jump, I was like, how high do you want me to jump here? Because when you want something and you've decided that that's what's going to happen, he could tell me what clothes to wear, and I'd bloody wear them. To be quite frank with you, because he's a guy that's got, you know, I think he's got 17 open directorships at the moment. All of his businesses are in profit. He's making a lot of money, and he's valued as a fantastic guy in the community. So what is there not to follow, really? Because if I watch what he does, do what he says, and learn, I'm 26 years old, and he's 70. So imagine what I can do in that space of time if I keep my head down and my bum up.
And so you moved in 5 minutes away from where he lives.
Yep.
To spend more time with him so he could watch you, train you. And what was it like setting that business up? How often was he involved? How was he involved?
The first year was, I'll try not to swear, but it was bloody tough. It was hard work. And even with Lord Sugar, even with The Apprentice, I actually think it made it harder, to be completely honest with you, because you're starting a business. I was a 5-year-old starting a business in London, but when you start a business and you have no customers, you've got time to get the infrastructure in place. You've got time to really, when you make a mistake, it doesn't go on the front of the newspaper. Everyone, when you win that show, wants you to fail, quite frankly, especially people in your own industry.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to londonrealacademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at londonrealacademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.